Your vice is a locked room and only I have the key. That is a really cool title. And it's a Giallo movie that I watched on, I think, Amazon Prime. And it's one that I really wanted to see for a while. That just that title alone I thought sounded really cool. And I've been really getting more into Giallos because I think Giallos are really fun, and I just really have enjoyed all the ones that I've seen. The past couple of years, I just started watching Giallos, so I've really been delving into the Argentos, the Fulcis, and the Bavas. I've only watched a couple, but this guy, I forgot what the director's name is for this movie, but it's not any of those. But this, I think, was on Amazon Prime or Shutter. I watched it a few days ago, so I can't remember where I watched it. I think it was on one of those two. And the basic story of this, like any giallo, is that there's a murder, and this author is the person that people take blame on, thinking who he is the killer, while a killer goes around and kills a lot of people at this mansion. So the idea is not anything new, but the thing I thought was interesting about this movie was like, to me, it's weird looking at it as a whole. I don't I don't love it as much as the other giallos that I've seen really, but I think that it has a lot of solid stuff. I like the fact that it's interesting in its own right. I like the use of the creepy black cat named Satan. That's really funny. I like that idea. I like that element, and it's based on that story, The Black Cat. So that's pretty cool as well. And also, you got a movie where I hate animal cruelty. You get a freaking cat's eye gouged out. That was hard to watch. But also, the Satan cat is really a bad cat. So, in fairness, it's like, should I really be pissed off? But like, I just am not really a fan of animal cruelty in movies. Like, I mean, I could watch it, but it just makes me cringe on a level where, because I just feel so much for animals, especially dogs and cats. Watching cats or dogs die in movies is just hard. It's really tough. And so I like that element. I like that it is a typical giallo, but also I feel like it is his weakness for me, because since it is so typical giallo, it really kind of just like, after I watched it a couple days ago, I'm honestly kind of forgetting a lot of it. I think that the movie is good visually, like in ways, like it looks fine, but it doesn't have any like stylistic things that make me remember it. Like, I knew it was a good looking movie, but I felt like in terms of stylistic, like giallo, like it's not what I'm gonna remember. Even a movie like Blood and Black Lace, which Mario Bava directed, is a movie that I don't remember a lot about, but I still remember the visuals about it. Like, the visuals are so good. This is kind of the opposite, where I don't really remember it visually, but I know it was made well visually. But it's weird. That's one of the things that I'm immediately kind of forgetting in this movie in particular. And this one came out in 1972, so it's really, really classic. And it's one that, like I said, the title alone, I just really like the title, so I had to watch it. I thought it sounded so cool. And and I think it's funny because this one probably is a bit taboo for, like, if you had this released in 1972 in America, as opposed to being an Italian giallo. Like, that would be interesting to see this movie in the 70s be released, because I wonder how progressive they were, because this movie also has some lesbian stuff in it, which I was kind of like surprised. I just didn't expect that. And that's one thing about this giallo that I did like, because usually in these giallo movies I've watched so far, that lesbian or gay element isn't really, no, I guess gay element, but lesbian element is not as much prevalent. I remember the gay element in Deep Red. But it's weird because that element I don't feel like is as, like, from what I've seen of all these giallos, that's an element I have not seen. So that's cool seeing it in this. I thought that it made it kind of stand out in that way. Um, I did like the reveal. Without spoiling it, I liked the fact that it's funny that you get the killer reveal, and then you get the typical, like, here's my master plan type of thing, where like, character is standing next to another character and throws this character off a cliff. Just like, this person just chucks this person right off a cliff, and you see the shot of the character going, "Ah," like, just onto like, just off the cliff. And it was so funny. That was genuinely hilarious. I laughed my ass off watching that scene. I like how unintentionally funny that stuff is sometimes in movies. Um, and like I said, really besides that, there's not much else that I really can say about this one. Like I said, it's got a few things that are cool. Like I said, I liked the story of Fine, even though it's kind of typical Giallo. Um, I like the elements with the cat and Satan. I liked how they had lesbian elements because I haven't seen that in any really giallos so far, and I know there's probably more. I've barely even touched the surface of giallos. Like I said, I've seen a good amount of Argento. I've seen a couple of Bavas, and I've seen a good amount of Fulcis. But really, there's not many I've seen besides those big directors' movies. So it's weird to see me talk about this because, like I said, there's a lot of movies I have not seen. I've barely touched the surface in this genre, and I love American slashers. So giallos, whenever I started watching them, I think Suspiria was the first one I watched a couple years ago. It really struck me in how you can make a really interesting different type of mystery slasher, and I really do like the genre a lot. And like I said, this one I think is solid enough. It's got some elements I like. I honestly am kind of just forgetting about it more and more as I think about it. It's been a couple days since I've seen it, but still, I don't think that is a good thing. Besides this few things that I mentioned that I thought were funny or kind of memorable or kind of unique to the films I've seen so far in the giallo genre, I did appreciate this one all right, but I just think it's really kind of in the middle. Like it's not an amazing movie. It's totally all right. It's totally serviceable. I gave it like 3 stars out of 5 on Letterboxd. Like it's solid. It's fine. So pretty much all I could say about this movie, and I'm kind of trying to remember the title now. Um, your your vice is your vice is in a lock, and only I have the key. God dang it! I'm already forgetting the title. Um, but and I can't look at it because I'm recording on my phone. But this movie, I thought it was okay. It was totally solid. We'll end it on me forgetting the name of the title of the movie, but that's it. Thanks guys for watching.